Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a good old fast sub rogue. Yep, we're back with the good old fast sub rogue. Here we got a few clips and some one shots pretty much. There is like one or two non one shots, but as you can see here we open. If they're stacking, don't secret tech, but the moment you get in a shadowy duel you can secret tech. Um, Obviously good players are just going to instantly click on your blade, so like higher rated, unless they try to hold your CDs, it's usually not going to happen. uh, it's easier said than done when you do when you do the peekaboo strat when you play like under like at a certain rating that you can tell the difference between my gameplay here and like if I'm playing a real game, because obviously these guys don't know what they're doing, and you'll see most of these clips are questionable. So here we're both popping every CD. I shadowy dome, bam, dead, goodbye. So he trinketed at 10% and ended up dying. So you want to know a way to counter sub rogue? There is one way that you can never lose to a sub rogue, and can anybody tell me what that is? People have a strange thing about sub rogue. They think, oh well, I'm gonna die no matter what. There's only one time as a sub rogue that you can kill anything or do any damage. That's during your blades. Now, good players are obviously just gonna click their CDs the moment you click blades. That's why it's not as good as it seems, because once you face a player that just uses CDs, then you're pretty much GG'd. Like I've never lost to a sub rogue unless I was doing like a gold carry. If I was playing a real game, it's just not possible. Because as you can see here, he trinkets into a good old fast stun, and we get a huge crits, and we end up taking him out. Now again, I'm like super overgeared. I mean, I'm best in slot, and I'm playing really low, and I'm playing with a rogue, so these games didn't really go as good as I wanted them to, because it was actually like, because these are the best games, so these are the best it gets. So as you can see, all of these games are us winning in the opener. It's very rare that we don't win in the opener. Like, if we win in the opener, then we win, right? But if we don't win in the opener, we absolutely get farmed. So anybody that uses CDs usually will just absolutely farm us. But if they don't, so like for example here, if they hold CDs and they refuse to click anything, that's what happens right there. So pretty much the typical hold CDs till 5% and then die. Now here this guy's rocking the good old fashioned white gear. So this guy just dinged 70. He sent over some greens. He didn't have enough honor, so he's going with the good old fashioned greens. Apparently he paid for a boost from 1 to 70. So my guy's still rocking the good old fashioned white gear. It'd be like that. But regardless, I just ended up going in LFG and helping this guy out. The only person that was paying for gold carries at the point is actually I'm not gonna say that. You guys will have to tell me what you guys think. Who do you think out of all these players bought the carry? Out of all three of these players here, there's only one of them out of the three. You'll have to guess who. So here we open. This guy goes across the map, so I know that we can open on him. At this point, he's pretty much dead. I can just shadowy dome, and I don't even have to stun him yet. As you can see, I just literally kill him through the blade storm. He just decided not to click anything else. I guess he thought he could only die in a stun, so he ended up just not wanting to click anything else. But he ended up die by the swording, I think at like 5%, but it's too late at that point. So we pretty much take him out pretty easy, pretty free we on. Uh, every game with the shaman pretty much was pretty much me doing it. Was basically a 1v2. So here, another example. I did this in another video, to where I shadowy dose someone they don't click a CD. So boom, we end up getting a 216 crit, because obviously as an evoker, you're really glass cannon. So between evoker, rogue, DH, and Windwalker. Those four right there, unless you're playing like an outlaw rogue, or the classes that as sub rogue, you're able to hit insanely hard. So your main goal is to try to go whatever's super glassy. So here, the better option here would have been going DH, but I was like, well if I leave this outlaw rogue on my shaman, he's just gonna die. And honestly, I thought he was playing the cloak talent, so I blind him here, and then I'm just gonna full send him off my blind, because I know at this rating they're just gonna use CDs. So any good player would just AoE stun me, but obviously I already pre-cloaked, and then on top of that, I have my trinket just in case. So here I gouge him, I vanish. He has evasion, so I can't kidney him yet. So at this point, I can kidney him. So I sap him again. I kidney him. I get a rupture up most likely. We'll see. Nope, he trinkets. Perfect. I cheap shot him again. I rupture him. I run. Pre-faint. He stuns me. Thankfully, I'm already far away. I still have one vanish, and I have evasion here. So here I have evasion. As you can see, he burst on top of my evasion, which is like the worst thing that you can do. So here his Blade Fury goes through my evasion. At this point, we need to kill this guy in the next stun. So here I sap him, and then we open. At this point, he has to die, and we end up taking him out. Obviously, don't space those stuns, because obviously he did have Netherwalk, so had I spaced it, he would have Netherwalked, even though I think he was dead regardless. So another game that we get a free on. So here, obviously, we're not going to kill the Warlock. He has two walls and a Health Stone lay on hands that we have to go through. It's not even worth it. Now, obviously, these guys are probably in green gear. So again, I'm just smurfing when I'm selling or whenever I'm doing these carries. So here I pre-vanish because I know he's fearing me because the only way that he lives is if I'm getting CC'd. So here I trinket. I'm just PVing him down. He hasn't trinked it. He hasn't iron barked. He hasn't treed, and he's dead. So here I just straight up PV him down because he just doesn't want to heal himself. So had he just put iron bark on, tranked, or bear formed, he probably would have been okay. But thankfully he did not, so we end up getting the Delbiante. And again, this is the difference between somebody at like 1700. This is how it is. There's really, and you can't base a class off of 1800 CR. I've watched a lot of people's videos where they're like basing classes or how much they're being played off of an 1800 CR bracket. If you're gonna base it off of a class, you have to do it over 2100. So you can't see how much of the class is going to be getting played unless you're looking at it at an overall like rating, which is you know you can't look at it at 1800 because 1800 is pretty easy to get. If you're playing a meta comp or not even a meta comp, if you're playing any comp that's healer DPS and you're playing with the best healer, you're usually going to get 1800 right now. Like it's probably easy enough to where it's like, okay, if you just learn your spec and you do all the basics, you're gonna get 1800. It's just obviously it's just not gonna be the first day or no or whatever. But here as you can see we sap him so we can't get the gate up. We open on him here. He walls. We cut right through his wall because obviously we have blades up. And at this point I just cloak and he just tries to tank the cloak. As you can see there were 1400. Here was a pretty neat game here. So we sap the DH, sap the shaman. We open on the DH. I shadowy dome low. We'll see if he trinkets. Nope, he actually lives. So that was a non-crit. So here we get unlucky. Here I cheap shot the shaman off his dark, and then he stuns off his trinket. So a really good stun on my shaman. And then off this, I'm gonna blind him. And then off this, we're gonna basically smoke bomb, and then we get knocked, I think. Or no, he gets knocked into a sap, and then we stun. Like literally the best, beautiful CC. This guy forgets he has trinket, ends up dying. I DR cheap shot. Game's over. GG. So a beautifully set game, even though it's obviously low CR. So here again, uh, this guy is very undergeared. Wait, does he have 600k? Okay, yeah, no, he has 900k. So he has actually, I don't know if that's geared or not, but here I absolutely cut through mind-blowing damage. I'm pretty sure he wasn't geared, because any other warlock doesn't take negative damage, but here I just get unhealable dam, and it was probably a carry because his mage actually wasn't like terrible. And the luck just decided that, I mean, guessing by that Mog, I can tell that something's questionable here. So, pretty much it's 1v1 versus a Shimmer Mage, so it's not like the Mage is anything special. However, because if you're facing a sub rogue, the first thing that you need to do is switch to Blink Stun. If you're not running Blink Stun versus a sub rogue or any rogue in general, um, it's just dumb. Like, you gotta be running Blink Stun. It's one of the most broken CDs in the game versus really anything that can stun. Now, you lose out on mobility, so if you're facing, like, just something that has, like, one or two stuns, it's, like, not the end of the world. But, like, any rogues, any Windwalker, any Paladin, really anything that's, like, requires a stun every now and then is, like, you just need to be running it. Or classes that are based on your stuns. So, like, Sub-Rogue, they have to be in a stun for you to do damage, unless you're just straight PvEing them down and getting, nobody's clicking anything. So here we're kind of waiting for some CDs. I'm also waiting for his images to go away because he's getting 20% damage reduction on his mirrors. I don't know if it lasts that entire time. I don't even remember if it lasts or not. So I'm like, okay, I'll just sap him here. He's probably gonna ice block it, but unfortunately for him, I thought he was gonna instantly do it right here. So I resap him immediately twice. He still hasn't canceled it. Now he cancels it. So he waits 4 seconds, misses the DB, and then he gets blinded. Here I was like, I'm gonna go for reset, and I was like, it's not gonna happen. So here he's running Shimmer, so we get a restun. Obviously, as you can see, I'm lagging here at this point. So even through the good old-fashioned lag, we're still absolutely dominating. I can't even hit this guy. Here I'm just popping off every CD because I know I don't want to lag out. So here we end up taking him out. So here I put this game in. This is the third person I did. Um, these games were the first ones I did, other than with the rogue. So I did these ones, and then I did this guy. And I just looked and looking for a group to finish this video, because I didn't have enough content. I only had like a few clips. So I was like, okay, I'll just go in the LFG, help somebody out, clip it, ship it. So, these games were not the best, but they were okay. So here we get Sap, just like, okay, well, good Sap. Honestly, I thought I would have got him, but I guess he had to sprint up. So here, he's blading me. I'm not going to trinket. At this point, I have heals on me, and if he trinkets, I'm fine. I'm just going to click evasion. And obviously, I could have sapped him, but I didn't want to waste the Shadow Dance, so I just didn't even bother. So here I kidney shot. I didn't even realize I had full combo points because I'm questionable. So here I Shadowy Dome right as the stun's end. I rupture him. Again, I could have sapped him, but, you know, I got trapped. And then he also has Rupture. I'm not going to trinket, because again, we know he's going to die. So he's running Cloak Bubble, so that's why my Rupture dot went off. So here I try to get him back out. I stun him, not realizing it's DR because I'm a, you know, questionable. So here I stun him again. At this point, it's kind of over. His Cheat Death almost saves him, actually. So here I actually knew that his Cheat Death was going to save him. And I preemptively ran away out of my bomb, just in case. So, you know, we ended up taking him out. I have like really bad sinuses right now, I ain't gonna lie. So yes, I put this video in just because he whispered me after. He was like, "Oh, I love the videos, man. I watched the videos." I was like, "All right, bro, I'll put you in, man." I wasn't even gonna put him in because I was like, "Okay, me and this guy only did like 5 games," but then I was like, well, I need the extra content, so why not?" So obviously, I'm gonna try to upload more Rogue because obviously my main focus is always Rogue because it's my main, you know, viewership is on Rogue. So, if you guys want to see more videos like these, maybe a little bit higher, obviously, if I can find a good mage, I want to do a rogue mage guide. So, if there's any mages out there that are pretty decent, that can just do their normal setup, PM me on Discord. I won't charge you anything. As long as you just do the basics, it's good enough for me. So here we pop every CD. This guy trinkets at 20%, gets absolutely melted with a 200k eviscerate. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe like usual. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.